My name is Khadija Indela, a computer engineering student at Kia University. This video highlights my teaching project, where I introduce students to the basics of HTML, CSS, and Arduino programming. To prepare for this project, I spent time learning and researching the topics I will teach. My goal was to make these sessions engaging and practical for the students. I started by meeting the headmistress of Watania Islamic Basic School. She welcomed the project and connected me with the ICT teacher to plan the sessions effectively. The sessions were amazing. The students were very excited to learn and participated actively. They were able to write simple HTML and CSS codes and see their outputs, which made them even more enthusiastic. One of the highlights was the Arduino programming practical. The students successfully set up the hardware and programmed an LED to light up. Seeing their excitement was truly rewarding. So Arduino programming is an open source electronics platform for easy project creation. It's an open source electronics platform for easy project creation. If I say something is open source, it means that the software is free to use. Okay, you don't have to pay to use it. There is a platform where we can code and also control hardware components. If I say hardware components, I hope you all understand. If you take the computer, for example, the computer contains hardware components. You have the hardware part of the computer and you have the software part of the computer. So the hardware is anything that you can see and touch. So anything that you can see and touch and is part of the computer is the hardware components of the computer. So please, who can give me some examples of the hardware components of the computer? Anyone? Mouse, thank you very much. Please clap for him. So we have many examples. Okay. Keypad, thank you very much. Please clap for him. Okay. Monitor, please clap for him. I need a girl. It's like I'm making the boys answer all the questions. I need a girl. Okay. Girls, please answer some. What can we see? Okay. Printer, thank you very much. Please clap for him. Okay, so now let's go inside the system units of the computer. It's okay, I'll ask you. Let's go inside the system units. Okay. If you take the system units, we have things inside the system units. Have you been taught that? Okay. So please, do you know some of the things inside the system units? No, you can't find the speaker inside the system units. I'm talking about the system units, what you can find inside the system units, the motherboard and those things. Don't you remember? Okay, so let me guide you. If you take the system units, you have the motherboard. Please say motherboard. Motherboard. Okay. Motherboard is the component where all parts of the system units are connected to it. You have the motherboard, you have the microprocessor, which is the brain of the computer. Do you remember? You've been taught this, I know. You have the microprocessor, we have the cooling fans, the heat sinks, we have the memory, we have the hard disk. Okay, they are all inside the system units. I wanted us to talk about the system unit so that I'll mention the microprocessor because it is very, very key to our study today. The microprocessor is the brain of the computer. Okay, and we also use the microprocessor here. Please bear with me. Okay. So Arduino can be used in robotics, remote controlled cars, wearables, and home automation. Have you ever heard of robots before? Robots. So they are machines that are programmed to perform specific tasks. Sometimes robots are created and they look like humans. Some of them look like dogs, but they are programmed, okay, and they perform specific tasks. So this Arduino can be used to do all those things. It has a microcontroller, it has digital pins and analog pins. And listen, so the analog pins are from A0 to A5. Can you see A0 to A5? A0 to A5. Look at it well. No, A0 to A5. Can you see? Yeah. Can you see? Can you see? Yeah. You can see, right? Okay. So A0 to A5 meaning how many pins? You have A0, A1. Count and tell me. 5. They are not 5. 6. We have A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. So there are 6 pins. Okay. Analog pins are 6. And we have digital pins from 0 to 30. 0 to 13. Look here. 0 to 13. Okay. Look here. 0 to 13. Okay. So how many pins? 14. So 14 digital pins, 6 analog pins. Okay. And we have this one. I said it's called what? Microcontroller. It's the brain. It's like the microprocessor inside the system unit. Okay. And we are going to connect our jumper wires to the breadboard. This one is called jumper wires. This one is called the resistor. Resistor is used to reduce the amount of current flowing through the LED. If we don't use the resistor, it will blow. The light will become too much and it's going to blow. And we also have our USB cable. That's what we use to connect the Arduino Uno to the computer. So I'm going to show you how to make the connection. And when I'm done, one of you will make the connection. Okay. So first, okay. So let me explain this. This one is the red LED, yellow LED, green LED. But for today, they've been able to make the red LED come on. We will make the yellow LED come on. Okay. They are going to make the yellow LED come on. So if you check this part, you can see RYG, right? RYG. So yellow is Y. So meaning we need to make our connection on the Y. But any connection, if you are done with the connection, you need to D is the ground. You need to make the connection with the ground also. So I'm going to use the ground and the Y. You put the legs of your LED through any holes inside the breadboard like this. Make sure it goes inside like this. Okay. Then you take your resistor. Then you put one leg of the resistor in such a way that it will be in line with the Y, because we are going to make the yellow LED come on. So this is Y. Okay. So it needs to be in line. We are not going to use this, but I'm going to use this one. It needs to be in line. So you can put the leg here. Okay, or here or here. It needs to be in line because this is Y. So I'm putting it here. Okay. And you put this one anywhere. So you can put it here. This is the first connection. Can you see that? Okay. Then you connect it to one of the digital pins of the Arduino Uno. But per my code, I'm using pin 12. So let's all use pin 12. Okay. So please hold this for me. Then you connect it to pin 12. So you connect it to pin 12. We are going to search for pin 12. 01. Okay, let a boy do it. You do it. Connect it to pin 12.
Styling and JavaScript provides interactivity. Do you all get it? Okay. But I can also give you something that you can visualize. You see, if you are building a house, you need the foundation of the house, right? You need to build the foundation before you even think of maybe painting the house or something. So the foundation is the HTML and the CSS is the painting. Do you understand? Okay, that's good. Okay, so please, who can tell me what HTML stands for? I said it earlier when I told you guys to write it down. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. So for today, I'm going to talk about CSS. Last week, I said HTML is for the structure of a web page. And I opened the Google web page to show you how a web page is, okay? So for those who weren't here, we talked about a web page last week, and I said this is an example of a web page. And a web page consists of text and images. And for this class, we are going to learn how to design web pages. But for last week, we just inserted some text inside our work. But for today, we are going to add some colors and some font size so that our work will look nicer. Do you get me? Okay. So adding colors to the work and other things is what we call CSS. Say it after me. CSS. Okay. And CSS means cascading style sheets. Please say it after me. Cascading style sheets. Okay. And please write it down, okay? I'll be asking you when we are through the session. This is how we spell it. cascading style sheet. So CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet, and it is used to add some styles to our web page. Are we done right? Okay, so now you can stop writing and listen to. So as we can see on this slide, CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. CSS is used to define the style and layout of HTML elements. It separates content from design. So basically, it is just used to style our work. And CSS enables us to add appearance across multiple web pages. Please follow me, okay? So what I'm just trying to say is that it is used to add some styles to our web page, okay? So today we are going to add colors to our web page so that it will look nicer. But before we start, I want to show you how it is done so that we can all do it. Okay, so in using CSS, we have some rules that we need to follow. And the rules contains selector, property, and a value. The selector is what targets the HTML element. Last week I mentioned of H1 element, and I said H1 element is the header. And we have H1 to H6. H1 is the largest and H6 is the smallest. And we use an H1 element, right? Do you remember? Okay, and we also used a P tag, the paragraph. So you first target your element, then you apply your property and your value. I know you might not be understanding, but when we start using some examples, you are going to get it. The property is, example of the property is the color. So I said we are going to add colors. So the property is the color, and the specific color is the value. We have plenty colors, blue, red, green, any color at all. So the colors you are going to use is the value. But what you are going to target is a selector. So if you want to maybe add color to your P tag, you target your P tag. If you want to add colors to your H1 element, you target your H1 elements. And for today, we are going to add H2 to H6 elements to our work, because last week we just added H1 and P tags.
This teaching project has been a fulfilling journey. It not only helped the students gain new skills, but also inspired me to continue sharing knowledge. I'd like to thank my academic supervisor, Dr. Griffith Salom Klubu, for this incredible opportunity.